So, DICE took a big gamble back in 2016 with Battlefield 1 when they decided, after almost 15 years, to take the Battlefield franchise back to the World Wars. And now, with Call of Duty going back to Modern Warfare, the question a lot of people are asking is, will we ever see a historical Battlefield game again? Well, guys, this is BillyEatWorld again, and let's find out. So, to be honest, prior to 2016, I probably could have predicted that DICE would have at least thought about the idea of going back to historically themed Battlefield games, but honestly, I actually didn't think they'd ever go through with it. The fact is, after so many years of games based on a modern setting, the formula had clearly changed. And not only was the golden age of World War II games well and truly over, the majority of the Battlefield player base had grown up with games like Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. And so when Battlefield 1 came along, I was actually surprised that so many people were so excited. Maybe it was just good marketing, or maybe people just really wanted something new. The thing is though, and as I've said before in previous videos, I don't think Battlefield 1 did a very good job of capturing either the authenticity of World War I or the Battlefield formula, because Battlefield games are meant to be a dynamic sandbox experience where you can do anything you want, and when you're a developer like DICE and you're locked into a historical theme, well, that's going to be a problem. And many people at the time, I think, thought, look, it's a pretty good impression of what a World War I game should kind of look like, I guess, but I don't think anyone thought that DICE really nailed it. And when you think about it, they could have never nailed it, because Battlefield is about running around with automatic weapons, and it's about vehicles and crazy gadgets, and none of that makes sense in the World War I era. Now, fast forward to 2018, and Battlefield 5 looked like a much more promising game to me, because not only am I a huge World War II history buff, the technology of that time was a better fit for the Battlefield formula, right? And I think DICE realised that too, and they also realised where they failed with Battlefield 1, and really did a lot of work bringing back things that BF1 was pretty light on, like weapon and character customisation. So all in all, I think that's why I and many other people have put so many more hours into this game than I ever put into BF1, but in saying that, that's not to say that I don't have any criticisms, because I think in trying to right the wrongs of BF1, DICE maybe overcompensated a bit much, and even though it's got less customization than a game like BF4, maybe it's still too much for the theme. For example, one issue a lot of people have with this game is that there's absolutely no realistic historical uniforms in the game at all, so even if you want to, you can't look authentic. But even if there was, the visual customization system is so deep that everyone is wearing something different, and I don't know about you, but for me that really breaks the illusion of being in this time period. And what's super annoying is that you don't even get to see how your character looks in-game, which is the only one you have the ability to customize. And the only visual customization you have control of that you can actually see is your gun, which realistically, if you do care about authenticity, is something you're not going to bother touching anyway. So the question is then, what's more important, staying true to the historical theme or the tried and tested, customize everything, do everything you want Battlefield formula? And the answer is neither. BF5 has proven that they're both really important to different people, and it seems like if some balance of the two does exist, well, it's on a knife edge that DICE hasn't quite worked out yet. Does that make Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5 bad games? Well, of course not, but whether you like it or not, they've never been perfect to pretty much anyone on either of those points. And so that's why you'll see ticking across the top of your screen, a lot of people, at least on social media, think that DICE going back to a historical theme in BF1 was probably a mistake. Now, if the pattern of previous years is anything to go by, there's probably a good chance we'll be seeing a brand new Battlefield game sometime in 2020, which means it's probably already in development now. And whether or not it'll be a historical game is anyone's guess, but personally, I really hope it isn't, because I'm just not sure that DICE, or any other studio for that matter, could actually pull it off properly even if they wanted to. If for some reason it is though, what I really do hope they do is try and set it in an alternate or fictional timeline, like, for example, Wolfenstein did with World War II, or Black Ops did with the Cold War. Because then, and this is the most important thing, not only will the community not expect authenticity, DICE can also add in as much or as little of that tried and tested Battlefield formula as the game actually needs. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this quick video, and obviously this is a pretty controversial one, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll ever see another historical themed Battlefield game after this one? And if you do, what do you think that theme should be? As always though, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And don't forget, you can also find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later and have a good one.